If you're looking to loosen love handles and build muscle while working long hours, this is the only guide you're going to need to watch. I dropped 20 pounds in 16 weeks while working 11-hour days, at least 6 days a week. This is exactly how. So when it comes to training, all you need is 3 to 4 workouts per week. In this guide, I'm going to be talking about 4 sessions per week following an upper lower split, but you could also do full body and the movements and training still applies exactly the same. So what you want to be doing is lifting heavy with good form. So what does that really look like? 6 to 15 rep range, getting stronger week after week. And that means you shouldn't be going to the gym just to get a bit of a pump or just doing some cardio or just training until you're a little bit sore or out of breath. Like, you should be training literally as hard as you possibly can since you're only working out 3 to 4 days a week. Every single session, you want to be getting stronger on the exercises that you're doing, right? And you want to be prioritizing the compound lifts because compound lifts hit multiple muscle groups at once, like the chest, triceps, and shoulders are all hit by the bench press, right? So it's better bang for your buck. So squats like hit every muscle group in the lower body. Rows hit the lats and the upper back and also the rear delts. So again, more bang for your buck, right? So these are the exercises you want to focus on. And then each workout should be less than 60 minutes. If you're training hard, doing things like supersets, for example, barbell row, back to back with bench press, going back and forth, that's going to be great because you literally save time because you get basically 2 exercises in a bit more time than it takes to do one. Right? Another superset is biceps and triceps or hamstring curls and leg extensions for the calves or no, for the quads. So that's another good thing to implement. Supersets literally every single workout. So for example, this is a week of lifting. Monday you could be upper body, Wednesday could be lower body, Friday upper body again, Sunday lower body. But if you're doing 3 days, it could be Monday full body 1, Wednesday full body 2, Friday full body 3, and then every single workout, Monday or full body 1, focus on the bench press, full body 2, focus on barbell row, and then full body 3, focus on the squat. And of course, like, you're doing other accessories after that, but always start your workouts off with 1 to 3 compound movements, just because doing that is going to save you so much time, hit multiple muscle groups at once. So that is that. And this is the formula that I use to, like, this is literally me doing an upper body workout. This is a squat, how you should start your lower body workouts. And this is my client Henrik, who literally worked out 3 days a week while working a full-time job as well, dropping 22 pounds in 10 weeks. Next up, we got nutrition. You want to be eating in a way that's supporting fat loss and also allowing you to build muscle without giving up your favorite foods. And this is the function, or this is the structure I want you to follow. Every single meal should include protein. How many grams of protein? 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So that means if you weigh 180 pounds, 160 to 180 grams of protein every single day. So divide it into 4 meals is about 40 grams of protein per meal. When it comes to whole foods versus, fun foods, you do not need to eat 100% like salads, whole foods, clean foods the entire time. Of course, there are gonna be days where you might need to get like fast food on your lunch break, or you got a family dinner, or you got a work dinner. That's when the fun foods come in. But for the most part, 80% whole, one ingredient foods. Like a sample breakfast, for example, is, breakfast could be like eggs and some sourdough bread, and then some fruit on the side, right? Literally, like, this is a good option. Or you have for lunch, chicken, rice, vegetables. Dinner could be like some ground beef, some potatoes, and then snacks like protein bar, Greek yogurt, and some fruit. Like, these are all pretty much one ingredient foods besides the protein bar. But notice, like, 80% of the foods here, whole foods, and then 20% are like your fun foods, right? And if you ever have to eat out, just basically get the same formula. Say you go out to a restaurant, steak plus pasta plus the fat from the sauce, right? It literally is the same thing. And then you want to be tracking your calories or following a portion control strategy. Now, the most accurate is tracking your calories on an app called MyFitnessPal, and I highly recommend you do that. If that seems like too much work, then follow the portion control strategy, right? Imagine that you've got a plate. 1/3 is literally protein, 1/3 fruit and vegetables, and then 1/3 is a healthy carb, just like this says. What that's going to allow you to do is not have to track calories, but also, make sure you get enough protein in, make sure you hit your fruit and vegetables, and also like the carbs are for enjoyment, also for energy. So that is that. This is my client Nathan, who dropped 17 pounds in 8 weeks. Again, following the exact same stuff that I'm telling you. So what are the easiest ways to actually eat less and still feel full? So when I say eat less, I mean consuming less calories. Use things like lower calorie swaps, sugar-free sauces, even simple swaps like going from normal ketchup to sugar-free ketchup allows you to have twice as much ketchup without like sacrificing anything. All you got to do is just buy the other bottle. You can use twice as much ketchup, twice as much flavor with half the calories. Things like low-fat dairy, for example, you get, or even like almond milk instead of regular milk, that's going to save you 100 calories per cup, which is huge across the week. Because if you have a cup or two every day, saving you 700 to 1,000 calories throughout the week. And that's your whole calorie deficit right there, pretty much. And then, of course, diet drinks instead of your regular sodas, bro. They taste 99% the same. You cannot convince me otherwise. What this is going to do is just allow you to still get that sweet craving in, still enjoy your soda, and also still be able to drop fat and enjoy your soda. So when you're at vending machine at work, get the diet drink. Don't get like the full sugar coat. And then of course you can use cooking spray instead of oil because again, like it's gonna use the same purpose, or it's gonna serve the same purpose, right? You're still lubricating out your pan while using 0-calorie spray. It's more like 5 calories, but versus 120 calories for a spoon of olive oil, it makes a big difference. So buy these the next time you go to the grocery store after work. When it comes to eating out, right? Again, you want to be choosing the lean protein and grilled options whenever possible. For example, a great order is a steak and or some chicken. Like do your best to get a protein, and then grilled options like get some veggies on the side, get a potato. Like steak and potatoes should be your staple meal when you go out. First of all, steak cooked at any restaurant is pretty good, and it's obviously a treat already. And then a bit of butter on the potato, and there you go. How we're gonna enjoy this meal though is we're gonna be skipping the appetizer, and if you want dessert, then share it with others, right? Or if you're going by yourself, just don't get the dessert, right? Because there's really no point. Or you get the very smallest size available, or you eat half, take it to go, right? When I say skip the appetizer, why do I say that? For example, say you go to a restaurant, the appetizer is nachos. You get the whole nachos to yourself, that's 1,000 calories. Plus your dinner is another 600, 700 calories. Plus the dessert, that's a 2,000 calorie meal. That's your entire calorie deficit for the day. But if you skip the appetizer and skip dessert, dinner's only 700 calories. That's very manageable. And then just get back on track for the next meal if you seem to overeat, like it happens. And it's fine. Just get back on track for the next meal. Don't restrict yourself. Just take the L on the calories a little bit, and then just walk the next day a bit more if you go over your calories. It's not too crazy. When it comes to how many calories you should be eating a day, this is really important if you do track your calories. You're going to search up tdeecalculator.net, and you're going to enter your info and be honest, don't round up your height. Don't round down your weight, because that's only going to be doing yourself a disservice. And then activity level, lightly active if you train 3 to 4 times a week and you sit most of the day. You might think that working out burns a ton of calories. A session will typically burn less than 500 calories. So it's a lot less than your Apple Watch says. My Apple Watch says 1,000 calorie workouts. It's not true. Apple Watch is not right. Then maintenance calories, say it's 2,500 calories. And then what you're going to do to lose fat, you're going to eat 300 to 500 calories less. Why do I say not 1,000 calories less? Because that's not sustainable, and you're going to end up binge eating, and you're going to feel crappy all the time. So, for example, let's say that this is my guy. My example guy is Jason. Say he's 25 years old. He's 5'9". He's 168 pounds. He works a desk job, working out 3 days a week. His overall, and let's say he gets 5,000 steps a day. He's not super active. He punches all that in, 2,500 calories. So his cutting goal weight, 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day. When it comes to protein, literally his body weight, 168 grams. Then fats, 60 to 70 grams. Fats are super important to regulate like hormone health. If you don't eat enough fat, you're basically gonna feel like trash, and your testosterone is gonna be into the garbage. So make sure to get enough healthy fats, things like avocados, eggs, olive oil, super good sources of fat. And then for carbs, just fill in the rest, right? So again, one ingredient carbs like your potatoes or your sourdough bread, your fruits and vegetables, things like that. And then just do not slash your calories too low because again, you're gonna feel tired, lose muscle, binge, and just focus on hitting your macro targets. Focus on what it tells you to do, right? That's just going to be the most sustainable, and it's going to allow you to actually drop fat over time instead of starving yourself, then eating it all back. Because we've all done that. I've done that myself. All right, so that's that. When it comes to sleep and recovery, this is the formula that I gave my client Seb to drop 10 pounds in 8 weeks. And there we go, not blurry anymore. There we go. So this is that. Biggest thing is going to be sleep. If you do nothing else, sleep at least 7 hours. And that means 8 hours in bed. 7 hours equates to 8 hours in bed because it takes some time for us to wind down, wake up. Maybe we wake up in the middle of the night. So time in bed does not equal time of sleep. If you get 9 hours in bed, that's probably 8 hours of sleep. So really plan for that. That's huge. Wind down 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Like get off your phone and just chill, just relax, do some reading, read some self-improvement books. This is going to allow you to just de-stress. We all live stressful lives with work, trying to fit in fitness, family, our girlfriends. Like we need some time to de-stress, especially as men. We don't get it enough. So wind down before bed and then don't beat yourself up for rest days. Like they're important to do. So again, no screens 30 minutes before bed. Take a hot shower, stretch, read or journal before bed, and you will fall asleep like you'll never fallen asleep before. Blackout curtains or eye masks are also super, super helpful if you feel like you're getting woken up by noise or the brightness or other things. So blackout curtains, super good for dimming the room. Eye mask as well, super good. And then of course, like earplugs as well is even super good if you feel like your house is noisy or you get woken up really easily and you're a light sleeper. And then you want to keep your room cool around these temperatures. What this is going to allow you to do is just get into a deeper sleep and essentially not allow you to wake up sweating because obviously that's going to disrupt sleep. And then when it comes to like a couple more recovery tips, like walking after your meals is just going to help with digestion. It's also going to help with the recovery. Why do I say don't do like the reason I prioritize walking over running is because it's very easy to recover from and it doesn't spike my appetite after. After I go for a run, I feel much more hungry, which is not what I want to be adding to myself when I'm already in a calorie deficit. So just walking to burn fat is really all you need. If you feel like you're, always sore and you want to, relax your muscles, you can take magnesium lysate before you go to bed, which is just going to further help you relax your muscles. And then when it comes to taking rest days, like don't overdo it. If you're super, super busy, then there's no need to add another session on top. 3 to 4 days a week is really all you need. And lastly, most importantly, we got time management. So first of all, if you feel like you have no time to work out, but you're on your phone like 7 hours, or okay, not 7 hours. Let's say you're on your phone, like your screen time's 3 hours a day, but you already work a full-time job that doesn't need your phone. Well, obviously we need to start getting off our phone, using that time to actually hit the gym. So let me just zoom in here. Using screen time limit on the phone or using like the Brick app or like the Oral, I forget the name, it's like Opal. It's the Opal app, right? Using something to actually reduce your screen time is going to be huge. So you're not scrolling on Instagram, YouTube, or Reddit all the time. Using the do not disturb feature while you train. So that means when you're literally working out, you don't get a bunch of notifications and then start scrolling on your phone and then your workout becomes an hour and a half. When you just train efficiently and don't go on your phone, just use your phone for music, turn it on airplane mode. That's when you just have the best workouts and they're done much faster. And then when you're driving, that's when you could use that time to do some learning instead of going home and studying or learning new stuff. Like while you're driving to work, to the gym, to the grocery store, that's when you should listen to podcasts and audiobooks so that you can literally do two things at once, like drive and learn at the same time. When it comes to meal prep, like every single Sunday or a day that works for you, that's when you should go to the grocery store, prep out your chicken, rice, beef, proteins and whatnot. Literally what I want you to do for when it comes to meal prep, I don't want you to like put everything in a Tupperware like meal after meal after meal and you have like 6 pre-made meals. What I want you to do is on a Sunday and a Wednesday, right? Cook a bunch of rice or a bunch of potatoes, a bunch of meat as well, and just put them in containers. And then whenever you need a meal, open the container up, put it on the like weigh out the rice on the food scale, weigh out the beef on the food scale. That's your meal right there, right? So don't spend time assembling all those meals, but you have all the ingredients ready. So whenever you actually need to make a meal, it's all right there. All right. And then for like when you're when you when it comes to actually working out, what I want you to do is pick 3 days on your calendar that you're gonna go every single time and never miss. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in your calendar, plan it out. This is what your calendar can look like, right? This is exactly like one of my calendars, right? It's literally planned out down to the 15-minute mark. Workout, when I'm gonna shoot content, when I'm gonna like go to sleep, plan my day, when I'm gonna fast, eat, morning routine, like everything is planned out ridiculously down to the 15-minute mark. And I follow that literally religiously so that like I know it's all there. I follow it. And if you follow your calendar to a T, you realize that you have a lot more time than you think, right? So time block. That's what this is with your calendar app. Time block your workouts the same way that you time block your meetings, right? So if you got a meeting from 12 to 1, like you'd have that on your calendar because it's important. The same thing goes with your workouts. Put your workouts on your calendar. Don't tell me that fitness is a priority if it's not on your calendar. Your calendar reflects your priorities, and I got that from my mentor. So again, meal prepping 1 to 2 days a week, decide when you're going to train, and then week after week, really focus on eating the same meals. Every month you can switch it up, but every month like pick a solid 3 to 5 meals that you really, really like, and then just learn how to make those like super fast on rotation, and then don't deviate. For example, like Greek yogurt, protein powder, fruit is a meal, a bunch of chicken and rice and like or beef and potatoes is another meal, and then 4 eggs, some egg whites, and some mixed vegetables, some ketchup, some cheese. That's another meal, and you just always rotate them on the regular. All right. Like most guys, they don't fail because they're lazy. Like you clearly are working hard. Like you've had a career for a long time, and you always make like you're always showing up to work, but you don't show up to yourself. So yes, like your job's already taking up 40 days a week or 40 hours a week, and you're busy. If you don't schedule your fitness, it's just going to get pushed aside. So use your Google Calendar and time block everything, right? This is an example right here. 3 to 4 workout slots, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this time. Saturday is like, if you're not working on Saturday, that's when you can get some more steps in. That's when you can meal prep, and there we go. Another thing you could do on the time block is just like also plan out your sleep and when you're going to wind down. Like no screen, that's when you're going to wind down, do some reading and stretching. Same thing, like that's when you're going to be sleeping from 10:30 to 7. Like this is a level of detail that I want you to plan it out. And of course, you can use things like reminders as well. And you can also color code everything just to see that your week is balanced, right? So that's that. This is the formula that I gave my client Isaac to actually pack on muscle and drop fat with. He packed on 23 pounds of muscle in 13 weeks. So this is again, like I taught him how to do this stuff and whatnot. And this is literally, if you implement all of this stuff, I promise you that you can make a transformation like this or even more drastic, especially if you've got a lot more weight to lose. So that is how you lose the love handles and build muscle working long hours. And I know that this is a lot to implement. And if you want help implementing this into your already busy life, book a call in the calendar below and I'll see if I can help.